Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Today we are taking a look at everything you need to know about the candy in New Horizons, along with a few tips and tricks on how to get even more. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So we are now in the spooky season, and thanks to the latest fall update can now farm and harvest pumpkin crafting materials, which other than looking awesome around our island, can be used to craft special spooky and Halloween themed items. Now, as you probably know, many spooky items can be learned and crafted through DIY recipes given to us from villagers, as well as physically purchased from Nooks Cranny. However, there are a few items and recipes from the spooky set that can't be obtained until the Halloween event on the 31st of October, and these require candy to get. We went over every single one of these furniture items in a previous video if you wanted to check that out. Anyway, please leave a like on the video, it helps out so much, and let's get into 5 ways to get more candy. Number 1. Nooks Cranny. So as I mentioned, we need candy for the Halloween event on the 31st of October, and given the nature of how things randomly drop in the game, we need as much candy as we can get, just to be safe and to ensure we get all the limited items available during the event. Now, starting with the obvious, we can of course buy candy from Nooks Cranny for 120 bells each. Unfortunately, we can only buy one per day. Timmy and Tommy simply won't sell you any more than that. The good news is this gives us a number of chances to buy candy leading up to the 31st. Number 2. Friends. Now, just like your own Nooks Cranny, you can of course visit someone else's and shop there too. So it's entirely possible to travel to a friend's island from Dodo Airlines either locally or over the internet and shop for candy at their store. Unfortunately, just like in your own Nooks Cranny, you'll only be able to buy a single piece of candy. I guess Timmy and Tommy are keeping it all to themselves, huh? Number 3. Residents. Now, if for whatever reason you're unable to visit other people's islands, don't worry, because it's possible to get more than the one daily candy using other island residents. It's as easy as setting up a second player if you haven't got one already and using them to shop at Nooks Cranny on your behalf. Each island resident can buy their own daily candy, whether or not the main player or other residents have bought theirs. So technically, if you have the space, you can buy up to 8 daily candies using this method, and just drop them somewhere outside for the main player to collect. It's pretty useful. Number 4. Villagers. Now, getting your hands on 2 or 3 pieces of candy a day is pretty awesome, but for those that either don't play every day or share islands or don't have the means of visiting other islands, don't worry, because you can still get additional candy from your villagers. If you wear a Halloween costume and visit your villagers on Halloween, they will share their candy with you if they're impressed with your costume. This can be done a number of times throughout the evening. Furthermore, on Halloween on the 31st of October, the special character Jack will be visiting. Upon giving him candy for the first few times, he'll reward you with a replica of his own costume, meaning you can dress up just like him. It's pretty adorable. Now, once you've obtained his outfit and you're dressed like Jack, you can actually go around your island scaring villagers. Mean, I know. Anyway, when you're interacting with the villagers whilst dressed up as Jack, they'll actually hand over their own candy to avoid being tricked, which, whilst cruel, is a super useful way to get more candy. It's worth noting that scaring villagers with Jack's outfit can only be done once per villager. Number 5. Lollipops. Now, whilst there are a number of ways to obtain candy between now and Halloween, there's another type of candy that you'll need called lollipops. Lollipops are Jack's favourite type of candy and will be needed if you want to get your hands on some spooky items only Jack will give you. We'll go over these shortly. Anyway, to get lollipops, you must give your hard-earned candy to villagers on Halloween while trick-or-treating. In return for sharing your candy, villagers will give you either a random exclusive spooky item, a spooky DIY, or a lollipop. These lollipops are what you need to give Jack in return for even more exclusive items. Unfortunately, other than trick-or-treating and sharing lots of candy, this seems to be the only way to obtain lollipops, which is why you need to go into the Halloween event with as much candy as you can. But why? Now, that's pretty much everything there is to know about candy and how to get them, so let's take a look at why we need them. As I mentioned, both villagers and Jack hand over exclusive spooky items that are only obtainable during the Halloween event by sharing candy and lollipops. Some of the exclusive items available from villagers include the spooky flooring, rug and wall, the spooky garland or its recipe, and finally the spooky table set or its recipe. Unfortunately, these items can't be purchased from Nooks Cranny or crafted before getting the recipes. Furthermore, some exclusive items available from Jack include the spooky wand and the spooky carriage or its recipe. So in total there are a bunch of items and recipes only available during the event, and given most of these are awarded randomly, it's impossible to predict how many pieces of candy we'll need. We do know we need 3 lollipops for Jack though, one for the wand, one for the carriage and one for the recipe. So we need as much candy as it takes to not only get all the exclusive items from villagers, but earn 3 lollipops from them too, if that makes sense. So there we have it. That's pretty much everything you need to know about candy, how to get more and why we need them. If you know any other ways of getting candy fast or have any tips and tricks you'd like to share, be sure to comment them below. Anyway, for now, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any New Horizons news. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, as well as this channel's members. You guys absolutely rock and truly help me upload as regularly as I do. I couldn't do it without you. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course, if you made it to the end of the video, please comment candy, just to let me know you did. That would be super awesome, and please be sure to include which villager you're going to visit dressed as Jack first. I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.